Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz here on this Friday. Brett and Wade with you for your lunch hour. It's not JJ and it's not Jim for the first time all week. Andy been out all week. We've been in Birmingham with the basketball championships. As you can hear, I'm a little bit on the horse side of three days of multiple basketball games. Like yesterday, Wade, coming down the stretch for me, I had the first three games of the day.
Oh, my gosh.
And by the time I got to halftime of that third game, I kind of hit a wall.
Time to take a Ricola.
Yeah, I need Ricola. I needed stock in Ricola. It seemed like I was chewing on cough drops there. But no, we've got we're going to finish up today and tomorrow in Birmingham with the HSA Radio Network covering the championship games. It's been a lot of fun, some great basketball. Well, I'll talk a little bit about that here on the show today. Some of the things that I saw and some of the games that I covered. Of course, Ace Austin is going to Alabama. I know we're on an Auburn show, but she closed out one of the most remarkable careers of any person that's ever come through the state of Alabama. Had a chance to go and spend some time with her and interview her a few weeks ago, her and her dad. It was a great opportunity. I'll talk some more about that a little bit later on. But a lot to talk about here.
Good night for Alabama ladies basketball.
Well, it was absolutely a great night and not a good night for us. For some reason, we're finding ways to blow games on the women's side. And, look, I'm willing to give Coach Harris a pass. We have maybe the best player in the league right now, Deanna Gadsden, and she just doesn't get any help. And I know we've got some young girls, and there's been some injuries this year. So I'm going to, this is the first time she's really taken a step back, or the program's taken a step back, because she's had this thing on the rise the last couple of years, Wade, but kind of maybe hit a wall this year. Just yesterday, had an opportunity. We're up, lost the lead, end up can't finish these games. Didn't finish against Vanderbilt, didn't finish against Georgia, didn't finish against Alabama.
That's right.
So,
well, you got to close those games out, no matter what sport. So, hopefully that program will get going again. I can remember back in the glory days of Joe Champy, it was a lot of fun, and there would be as many people at women's basketball games inside Beardy's Memorial Coliseum as there were the men's during the time, and the men were good at when Joe was in his and Coach Champy was in his heyday. So, but we digress. We got a lot to talk about. Speaking of basketball, Brett, big day tomorrow for Auburn. Huge. Traveling up to the Bluegrass State, the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Don't win up in Rupp Arena much, and be a good time to do it again tomorrow.
How about we don't win much against Kentucky, period? 98-23 all time. And just think how many we've won here in the last 10 years against them. Boy, wow. It was slim pickings up until then. So we'll talk about that in depth. I do want to recognize our partners here on the program, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation in Sensa Green. Glad to have you here on Friday. Sometimes wearing your Sensa Green shirt there, Wade, you guys are getting after it there, and we're glad to be associated with y'all and partnered with y'all here on the Auburn Blitz, and it seems like it's been a good partnership to this point.
Been a great partnership. We appreciate the support and the opportunity to present our brand on a lot of your platforms, especially here at the Auburn Blitz. It's been working out great for us, making some real headway here on Lake Martin in the Tallapoosa County market, and proud to do it, getting hooked up with the chamber and you guys helping with that, and just we got a great company, Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. I want people to pay attention in March and April. Specifically, March is going to be a huge month for us. Go to our Facebook page at Sensa Green and follow us. We have really cool giveaways. We're We're going to have a lot during March Madness, and March and April is what we call dollar days. Does your HVAC system have you in a daze? Call Sensagreen. We're going to have rebates on repair, rebates on insulation, and rebates on replacement of your HVAC system up to $2,000 off. Brett, can you feel it?
They don't make somebody jump and go buy a new unit. I don't know what would.
Just go.
I saw maybe your face on that dollar bill would make them buy.
Well, there's going to be a special face on the $2,000 bill, but we're going to have what's called Professor Greenbacks.
There might be a $250 bill.
That's a really special face. We'll have the Professor Greenbacks, and just call and mention the Greenbacks when the rep comes out. Get discounts all during March and April. Nobody can touch our prices. Nobody can touch our service. We can do your HVAC and insulation, so give us a ring at sensagreen.com.
There you go. I couldn't have said it better myself. Great to have you guys with us. Auburn appearing on ABC for just the fourth time in program history, and the first time since facing number 4 Arkansas when Auburn won 104-90 back in 1995. Tigers faced number 3 UNLV in 87. And
was at that game?
You were at the number 3 UNLV game?
Yes.
And in 87.
If that was the one in Beardees.
That is right.
Yeah, I was there.
Yep.
They scored like 190 points on us.
UNLV was good under Jerry Tarkanian.
They were the running Reds.
Loved UNLV.
Loved the Shark.
I loved them, man, especially when they beat the crap out of Duke. That made it even better. Number 7, Kentucky in 1994. All right, some notes here, and then we're going to dive into Kentucky pretty hard. Auburn became the first team to clinch a double bye in the SEC tournament on Wednesday. I mean, was there really any doubt? It was just kind of a formality at this point. And I'll kind of fast forward. I didn't really look at some of these, but on the podcast this morning, me and Jason Caldwell talked about this. If Auburn wins tomorrow, that'll give 2 games left. Even if Alabama were to win, the best they could do is tie us. So tomorrow, if Auburn wins out, the best Alabama could do is tie us if they were to, let me take that back. If we win out, it's unanimous. If we lose one more time, they can win out and tie us. If they were to lose at Tennessee tomorrow and us win, it's over.
It's over.
That's clear as mud. Thank you.
Good job.
I'm glad I cleared that up for everybody.
I'm glad you cleared that up for everybody.
Exactly.
We get what you're saying for
exactly.
sure. Tomorrow.
Bottom line is, if Auburn just win out, it's over. So.
Well, and they can win out.
Yeah.
I mean, we were there last Saturday sitting together. Auburn didn't play its best game against Georgia, but that win looks a lot better now after this week, what Georgia did to Florida.
No
they
doubt.
tried to give it away, but they didn't. I was shocked, and I mentioned this to you inside Neville, that how much different Georgia looked physically than the last time I was at Neville a few years ago, and they were here, and they were completely outmatched.
Well, Mike White's doing a great job. I mean,
Newell's amazing.
Oh, man. Take him right now.
Kane Blue, he's a baller.
Well, he made the 3 that gave Georgia the lead back against Florida that after they had blown it, and you could just see it coming.
It was coming.
You just saw it coming, and they did. They blew the lead with a minute to go, and then Blue Cane just does what Blue Cane does.
Kane Blue is what I call it.
Little Boy Blue.
Kid Blue, the band.
Little Boy Blue should blow your horn.
Where's an SPF like 5,000 inside the arena?
He hadn't seen any. So
but he can light it up.
He absolutely can. So maybe that's kind of his mantra. He blinds you so you can't come out there and guard him.
He'll shoot your eyes out, but they didn't play good in that game.
Right.
They still took care of business. Janai Broom went crazy. And then turn around on Wednesday night, and at that game I was there again, and he looks like he's getting healthy.
Well, no, I think he's 100%.
Yeah.
I was just going to say the Georgia game, 31 points, really kind of showed everybody, okay, I'm back. And then his ability, he's got his leaping ability back.
That's right.
His explosiveness off the floor against Ole Miss was eye-opening. You could tell, all right, I'm back, guys. I'm 100%. And
him being able to attack the rim like he did against Ole Miss, if he does that the rest of the year out,
oh man,
Auburn is going to be already a difficult out. They may not be out.
Well, just tells you how unbelievably good he's played on a bad leg.
Oh yeah,
I mean he's been putting up double after double, and is now the leading candidate. It's been a back and forth deal with Cooper Flagg, and it's going to be at the end, but to me, if Auburn runs this thing out here in the regular season, I think he's your player of the year. And I think, as Jason talked about on the podcast this morning, Louisville's coach may get a little I don't want to say sympathy votes, but he may get some votes for Coach of the Year because of the turnaround. But Bruce Pearl should be the national Coach of the Year for what he's done at Auburn this year. And going on, if Auburn wins tomorrow, will be 8 consecutive weeks at number 1.
Well, only one other team in the SEC ever has been number 1 consecutively that long, and that's who we face tomorrow in Lexington, the Kentucky Wildcats, the blue blood of the league, one of the bluest of blue bloods of the country, someone who's basically had their thumb over Auburn football, about like Auburn basketball, about like Auburn football's had their thumb over Kentucky for years. I mean, it's just roles reversed. I would dare say the history of Auburn basketball is about like Kentucky football, not great. And maybe even a little bit better now with Bruce Pearl. But this is an opportunity, once again, for Bruce Pearl to just showcase why he's probably the most valuable asset at Auburn and has been for years, because he's continually doing things for Auburn basketball and there for the university that haven't been done before. Whether it be number 1, whether it go to the Final Four, whether it be number 1 this many years in a row. And you know what? We hadn't beat Kentucky in Rupp Arena since John Kaler heaved up a miracle prayer from the corner. And old two-shot got us home on that one. And listen, you know, it's just be another feather in the cap on why Bruce Pearl is probably. He might be one of the most valuable assets to Auburn in my life.
Look, not that it's any bigger than any other year, but I think Bruce Pearl understands he's taking the better team to Rupp Arena for the first time, maybe in mine and your lifetime. Auburn's taking a better team. We've taken the Final Four team up there. We took other teams up there, but we also took them up there to play unbelievably good Kentucky teams. This time, Auburn's taking a better team than the team they're going to be playing on Saturday. It just happens to be on the road in their building, and I think he understands that he wants this in his cap too. He wants to go ahead and check this box and say, okay, Auburn's broke this curse and they've got to win on the road in Rupp Arena. All right, we're just getting started. Everybody stay where you are. More to come here on the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
there's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Discover great deals on Kawasaki motorcycles, watercraft, side-by-sides, and more. Save big on championship-proving KX motorcycles. Get a great deal on iconic Kawasaki jet ski personal watercraft, or take advantage of big adventure for less with savings on our rugged Terex side-by-sides. There's no better time to save on our exciting lineup of Kawasaki vehicles. Visit Adams Motorsports on the Boulevard today, or see all the Kawasaki products at adamsmotorsports.com, where your pleasure is our business.
Here we go again. Hammering down high prices at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. New GMC Sierra 4x4 crew cabs discounted up to $14,000 off. GMC Terrain with a roomy cabin and pro safety discounted up to $7,500 off. Enjoy the new year with no payments until summertime. Choose from over 500 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. GlennSmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here on this Friday, TGIF edition. Brett and Wade with you, brought to you by Russell Dewitt Center and Building Supply Stores, J. Smith Construction and Sensa Green for air that's cool and clean. Call on this guy right here. He'll take care of you.
Got you.
Yep, got you, no doubt about it. All right, let's go back and talk about Auburn Ole Miss before we go into the Kentucky matchup tomorrow. Thought it was one of our better games. Can't ask for a better start. 7 of 7. It was a polar opposite of what you and I sat through against Georgia.
It was.
That's the Auburn team. If you bottle that team up, there's nobody in the country can beat them.
Agreed.
When you have all your guards, I know Todd Pettiford didn't have the best game, but Miles Kelly, 2 of the 3, any of the combination. If you have 2 of the 3 that score 15 to 16 points apiece, and then you get Janai Broome doing what he does, and then you add a Chaney and Chad Baker-Mazar into the mix. Wade, there's not a team in the country that can really beat this team. Auburn can still win games when they play bad offensively because they play such good defense. The one game I thought in the little stretch where Auburn survived, they dropped one to Florida because I don't think their intensity was quite where it needed to be defensively. Plus, they struggled shooting in long stretches in that game, and it ended up being the formula that beat them.
You know, Auburn did not play well 2 games in a row, Arkansas and Georgia, coming off playing very well against
escaped
Alabama.
the Arkansas game.
They did, and that's what good teams do, though. That's what championship teams do. Even
They figured
at your
it out.
best,
They figured it out.
You just got to figure it out and get it done late and get out of there and move on, because a win's a win is a win. And complete polar opposite, like you said, of the Georgia game that we sat through in person. It was a feeding frenzy of the entire team. And when they're a pack of wolves like that, and everyone's getting after it and everything's clicking, they're not going to be beat. They're not going to play like that. It's impossible to play like that at your best every single game. But if you're going to begin to do it and do it in just a small stretch of games, the calendar is turning tomorrow, and March is the time to do it. One caveat to that, though. Denver Jones played well in all three of those games
he's
and helped carry Auburn as a leader and the real team leader. You know, I know Janai Broome is obviously your MVP, possibly, heck, the MVP of the entire country. But the leader on that team ultimately is Denver Jones. And when he gets going, it adds a whole different layer to Auburn with his outside shooting, already playing that tough D that almost makes Auburn unstoppable. He did it again Wednesday night against Ole Miss. It was a very, Tahad Pettiford is still a freshman. I thought he might be over that by this point of the year. He got really cold against Georgia, started to kind of come out against Mississippi after a fantastic game against Alabama. So it's time to get him going again. But they're going to have to maintain that intensity that they had Wednesday night. Maybe not that level of play, but that intensity to win a championship.
The good thing about what you just said is Todd's kind of in the trough right now. Right. Denver's up here. Guess who was at the top and then was in the trough a few weeks ago? Denver was at the bottom.
Offensively,
Tahad was at the top. So when you have enough talent and enough depth, you don't have to rely on, or it's not so detrimental to your team if that guy does hit a little slump for a week or two. And if, Wade Taylor for Texas A&M, when he goes missing, it hurts. And there's other teams like that have a tremendous player, but if they happen to have an off night, they could get beat. Well, Tahad Pettiford can score 0 points, and Auburn can win the way they won Wednesday night. Vice versa. He can go off, and Denver can go missing. We've seen Denver only score 2 points this year in some games. So that's the beauty of having a deep bench. And, again, I know you shorten your bench the closer you get to March and the closer you get to the tournament, but Auburn has the luxury of being able to really go 8-9 deep if they need to.
And it's not just the personnel. Auburn's got the capabilities of all kinds of different styles of play offensively. You know what the defense is going to be. It's going to be in your face and intense, and that travels anywhere across the country. But Auburn can get into a three-point shooting contest with somebody. Auburn can get into a half-court offense against somebody. Listen, two games in a row, it started with Georgia when they went into that weird, what was that, a 1-3-1 zone, 3-2 zone? Whatever it was. They were trying to push Auburn.
It was a 1-3-1.
They were trying to push Auburn off the three-point line like we did Alabama. Right. So we started going inside in the second half to Janai
We just took what they gave us, and Janai Broome made them up.
That's exactly right, because they have the personnel to play different styles of offense. And when you go into March, especially into the NCAA tournament, and you're going to see all kinds of different looks for the first 3 games at least, probably you start getting into that Elite Eight, you've seen these teams before, but you don't know who you're going up against the first 2 games, and they could be from anywhere around the country, and Auburn should be able, with their personnel, to be able to modify how they play and take over.
I think you just summed it up. I mean, it's so hard to defend or draw up a game plan to stop Auburn because they can switch on you.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, if you're going to go, like Bruce said it. He said, okay, Georgia threw the 1-3-1 at us. We struggled with it in the first half. We figured it out in the second half, and we put 53 points on the board. They can change. Okay, you want to come out here and knock us off the 3 line? We're going to pound you inside and make it rough. Okay, you want to double Janai Broome? You want to drop down and protect the rim? We're going to shoot your eyeballs out outside.
There you go.
So, I mean, when you have that luxury of being able to go back and forth, that's what makes you a number 1 team. And everybody doesn't have this.
You're versatile.
Houston's got good elements. Iowa State's got good elements. Duke has good elements. Nobody has the completeness of this Auburn team.
I'm with you on that, and Alabama's about as close as you can
get. I think Alabama's is close.
But if Mark Sears has 0 points, what's going to happen to them?
No, they're not winning.
They're going to get smoked.
They're getting smoked. So,
but I'm with you. I mean, pick your poison with Auburn. And
Florida may be as close to Auburn as
you got to have the personnel.
And Florida proved they can battle you inside and then shoot you outside.
But while Auburn struggled with that zone in the first half against Georgia, you know what they didn't struggle with? That defense. Georgia had 23 points.
Exactly. So
let's go.
Absolutely. So, all right, up against another break. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in Carrier Cool Cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe. Call Sensagreen.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout Central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Halfway through our program here, you can get your comments, your calls in, 256-234-6221. Our program brought to you by Russell Do-It Center
and building supply stores with 9 locations in Central Alabama. Make sure you call on them for all your home improvement, home building needs. They've got everything that you need, and they'll beat the big box store. J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, no project too big or too small, commercial or residential, they'll handle it for you. And then Sensagreen, for air that's cool and clean, call on Sensagreen, saving you thousands of dollars on a new installation. I don't need to promote Sensagreen. I got the man right here beside me to do that. And like you said earlier, going to be a lot of deals coming up throughout the month of March and April. So make sure if you're looking for a new heating and air unit, call on Sensagreen, and Wade over here will take care of you.
We will dominate people's prices.
There you go.
That's just my mission.
It kind of feels like that sounds like a Trump-Zelensky exchange in the Oval Office.
Getting a little fiery up there in D.C.
That meeting's over.
Yeah,
that meeting's over.
Bye, Felicia.
Boy, I tell you, it takes, and I'm not going to get off on this because we'd spend the next 25 minutes.
We get off on a little bit.
But I'll say this. When another president of another country rolls into the office of another president in their territory and comes in and acts the way he did, man, I really think what you just saw was a massive, this was major moving forward for the world.
Oh, yeah. I
mean, what just happened 10, 15 minutes ago in the Oval Office, you don't come in there anymore and dictate terms. And I think that's what needs to be understood is that you don't roll in when you're the benefactor of $500 billion and come in there and dictate terms on what you tell us what we need to do.
Let me put it into sports terms for everybody, just what happened in Washington, D.C. You ever seen the movie Rudy? And Coach Dan Devine's walking around the locker room before that last game when Rudy Rudiker finally gets on the field, and he says, nobody, and I mean no one, pushes us around in our house.
That's it.
And that's how it should be, and that's how it is.
They probably need to check.
Nobody pushes us around. You don't put your hands on a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, buddy. Fact. And
True.
Trump just sent that message loud and clear.
Yeah, we'll get off of that, and y'all can tune that in. Auburn, Kentucky tomorrow on ABC at noon. Going up to Rupp Arena. Here is okay. You were talking about first, and Bruce Pearl just constantly. There's always something else that. Hey, he's done this and nobody's ever done it. With a win Saturday, Auburn can match its 2021-22 record for most SEC wins in program history at 15 and the most regular season wins at 27. So breaking his own mark there. Auburn is looking to extend its program's record SEC road winning streak to 9 games and remain the only unbeaten team on the road in SEC play this season. How remarkable is that? So you got two road games left, Kentucky and Texas A&M, and then you have the home game against Alabama. 3 very tough games, but if you want to look at Alabama's road, they've got Tennessee on the road, Florida coming in to Coleman Coliseum, who Florida's out for blood now that they've dropped that game at Georgia. And then they come to Neville Arena for the second round of the Iron Bowl.
That's just absolutely brutal.
That is ridiculously brutal.
But, I mean, Auburn's
but
is
you
right.
don't know.
Auburn's is 1B. You're at Kentucky, at A&M, and hosting Alabama.
That's what I'm saying.
But this is the SEC. You better be hard or you're going to get bounced. And you better be able to bounce back when you have a bad run. Kind of A&M's having a bad run right now. Quite hadn't bounced back. All of a sudden, Florida's on top of the world and gets stubs their toe in Stegman Coliseum, giving life to their arch and bitter rival Georgia for an NCAA berth. I still think that at best they're on the bubble. I also think that there's getting a little too much run on SEC teams. Want to get your thoughts on this, Brett? They're not getting 13, 14 teams in. I've seen some ridiculous numbers. I've got it set at 11
I think it's tailed off.
And I like the under on that, right about 11 or 10. There's going to be a couple of teams like Georgia that are going to be disappointed. But, heck, Kentucky goes out to Oklahoma and almost loses and has to have a miracle win. I mean, it's a brutal conference. So, welcome to the NFL of college basketball. And everyone's going to have a 3-game stretch that's just absolutely horrible.
Well, let's look at it. Let's see where this line cuts off. I think all the way down to Kentucky is safe, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams.
Yes.
Then you've got a slew of teams right there in the middle with Mississippi State and Vanderbilt at 7 and 8, 19 and 9 overall. So that would get you to 10 teams.
They're in.
If both of them make it in. Then you go down, and now you start getting in the territory of, I'm like you.
Yeah, it's a little gray.
Arkansas 6 and 9, man.
No.
17 and 11.
No.
Then you got Georgia right behind them at 5 and 10, along with Texas. I mean, what's so good about either one of those teams?
I think Georgia's a much better team than Texas.
And Texas is 16 and 12. That's not a good record.
No, they're not getting in.
So I think
they'd have to win out and make a deep.
Texas, Oklahoma, LSU, and South Carolina are definitely out. Then you've got Georgia, Arkansas, and Vanderbilt right there hovering around. That's going to be the determination whether you get 11, 12, 13 teams in, or are you just going to get cut off at that line at Mississippi State?
There's too many teams. It's not going to happen. If it does, I'll be shocked.
Yep.
I mean, not all of those teams can make a deep run in the SEC tournament anyway to get a little bit more polish on their resume, because at some point with that many teams, they're all going to see each other. So somebody's going to get bounced. Somebody's got to get left home. Somebody's not getting invited to prom.
That's it. And somebody didn't get a date.
Right now, I think it's Arkansas for sure getting left out. But, heck, you don't ever know. Calipari gets them going. They may could win the SEC championship if things fall right in the tournament.
Used to be that magic number was 20 wins.
20 wins.
Well, Vanderbilt's 19 and 9. Mississippi State's 19 and 9. Kentucky 19 and 9. Ole Miss 19 and 9.
I think they're all going to get in.
I do too. I think they'll all get one more win somewhere. Vanderbilt really has been a surprise this year. 19-9, 7 and 8.
Heck, they've let Tennessee off the hook twice, or they could already definitely be in.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Missouri's a strong team at 21 and 7.
Missouri is a dangerous team. They are a physical bunch, and they can fill it up at times. I mean, heck, it says it right here in these notes. They're right there with Kentucky as one of the nation's leading scorers on average. So, I mean, that kind of surprises.
I'm glad we played them.
We caught them at a good time.
Very first game of the year.
Yep.
On the road. I mean, them
we
coming
were about
to
a
us,
16, 17-point favorite in that. We put some guys in late. We didn't cover, but it still was a double-digit win.
I know it. And, that was a Missouri team coming off winless last year in conference play.
That's hard to believe.
And then they lose their first game of this year. And you think about it, they've only lost 5.
I remember post-game, specifically after that game, with Andy Bertram, Bruce Pearl talking about how that was going to be a really good team. And they're going to break some hearts moving forward in the SEC, and he called it.
Yeah, Bruce Pearl absolutely nailed it, 100%. All right, up against another break. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone, 256-750-0381, or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Sentricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area. Are you ready to showcase your skills and compete with the best in Alabama? The 42nd Alabama State Games are coming to Birmingham and Jefferson County from June 13th through the 15th, and it's your chance to be part of something incredible. Athletes from across the state will compete in sports ranging from archery to wrestling. Those participating in the opening ceremony are eligible for academic scholarships ranging from $500 to $5,000. Mark your calendar. Registration opens March 1st. Visit allagames.com.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Hey, welcome back to the Auburn Blitz. 256-234-6221. Give us your thoughts on the big basketball weekend and Auburn at Kentucky. Brought to you by Russell Dewitt Center. Sensagreen Heating and Air for air that's cool and clean. And is it
J.A. Smith Construction.
J.A. Smith Construction.
Yeah,
J.A. Smith, you need to.
You still living in Dallas.
I don't have my bifocals on, so I couldn't see J.R. Smith Construction.
You out
from
Dallas. Who shot J.R.?
Give us a call, man. We would love to talk to you about anything sports-wise, especially Auburn sports. Let's get into some of these series notes.
I got a comment first for you. Okay. And then says, J.D. said, I was at UNLV in 1987. Their point guard came down the court 9 straight times and hit a three-pointer.
They had just had the three-point line put in.
We lost by 30, I believe, and Sonny didn't believe in the three-point shot. We had the shooters at the time would show after we moved on, but came down the floor 9 times.
Well, I can't remember what that guard's name was, but Phil, he had like 60 that night. It's like Alex
if he came down 9 straight times,
it was
27 points, man.
I'll say this: that's one of the most packed I've ever seen. Beardy's Memorial Coliseum.
Was Tark chewing on the towel over there?
Oh yeah, and everybody wanted to see the Running Rebels, and they were everything that was advertised and then some.
Nothing beat the Stacey Augmon and Larry Johnson and man,
Greg Anthony.
Oh my gosh! Who didn't like that team? They were a bunch of gum.
They were exciting.
They were very exciting, man. They were edgy, and I hated Duke at the time. I still hate Duke. I don't like Duke. There's nothing about them I like because growing up, this tells you the story, Wade. In the state of Alabama, all of us in high school either picked Duke or North Carolina because Auburn and Alabama sucked. Yeah. And it's like, if we're really going to pay attention to college basketball, you got to pick a side. So half my friends picked North Carolina, other half picked Duke, and then we got into it. So obviously I became I fell in love with UNLV too, because you had to pick somebody to pull for, and I just loved their style. And, of course, when they beat Duke that time 103-73, I know Duke got them back, but when they beat them 103-73 and just blew their doors off and sent Bobby Hurley to the toilet because he had stomach problems, that was fun. So
they were a renegade program. I mean, it's from Las Vegas. So what do you expect?
You remember the footage of them practicing? Somebody went up in the rafters and put a camera in the air vent and stuff and showed them. That's how they got caught. That's how he lost his job.
Oh, man. Those were the days.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, you got to get an edge somehow. So, speaking of edges, this is the 122nd all-time meeting between Auburn and Kentucky. And the two teams have split the last 8 games in the series. Auburn 5-2 in the last 7 games played at Neville. Unfortunately, this game will not be at Neville tomorrow. But I just got a feeling they're going to play like it is in Neville and play like it is in Neville when they play well in this game. I think they match up well against Kentucky. Kentucky's a high-powered offensive team. We've seen those.
Right.
And defense travels on the road.
They do. I mean, here's the thing about Auburn. You see teams that have gone up there in the past and they've gotten their doors blown off. Some good Auburn teams. I don't know that this team's capable of getting blown out. Didn't Jabari Smith and them get blown out up there?
Absolutely.
They got beat by 26.
They got lit up.
All right. Can you foresee this team ever going up against anybody on the road getting blown out?
Not unless they were at the Sky Bar all night the game before.
Unless they're just checked out. I mean, so Auburn's going to be in this basketball game.
Right.
And defense is going to keep them there. When you look at here's what Jason and I talked about in the podcast this morning. They give up 85.6 points or 76.6 points a game, which is 124th in the country. It's one of the worst defensive teams. Now, they can shoot your eyeballs out, but they average the same amount of points as we do, at a little over 85 points a game. So, and when you look at the discrepancy of 76.6 versus 68.4, that's big in basketball. 7 or 8 point difference is massive in basketball.
Well, I was about to say that. Auburn loses to Florida on February 8th, 90-81, and that felt about as big a blowout as you think this team can get.
They
didn't have a great day, especially early in that game, and Florida was red hot. I don't think that in their prime, Kentucky is what Florida can be in their prime, and Florida was definitely in their prime when they came
100%.
That day, at least inside Neville Arena. So I feel like also there's a chip on Bruce Pearl's. You mentioned it earlier, Bruce Pearl's shoulder about this game. Last year, game day was here. Calipari came to town. They kind of embarrassed Auburn 70-59.
Right.
Attacked the rim at will. Auburn played soft basketball. We haven't won up there in a long time. I heard on Tiger Talk last night that he gave his team a good stern talking to about this series after practice yesterday. So I think we're going to be ready to rock.
You don't think his team wants to go up there and be the one to break this Rupp curse? Absolutely. Hey, absolutely call God. That's what they're doing. You got to get one of those shirts, by the way. It's pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yep.
Also.
All right, one more segment coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
For air that's cool and clean, call Senza Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Senza Green.
Turn to the experts at Senza Green and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Senza Green.
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Are you ready to showcase your skills and compete with the best in Alabama? The 42nd Alabama State Games are coming to Birmingham and Jefferson County from June 13th through the 15th, and it's your chance to be part of something incredible. Athletes from across the state will compete in sports ranging from archery to wrestling. Those participating in the opening ceremony are eligible for academic scholarships ranging from $500 to $5,000. Mark your calendar. Registration opens March 1st. Visit allagames.com. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment here on the program today, brought to you by Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation in Sensa Green. Here's a stat for you, Wade.
All right.
You want to know how dominant Janai Broom is, everybody? This season, 4 of the last 6 Wooden Award winners have finished with the highest KenPom offensive rating. Janai is currently number 1 among Power 5 players. Number 3 overall all time since they've been keeping up with this.
Wow.
At 124.8. Only 2 guys in front of him are Zach Edey over the last 2 years. He was at 125.9 in 22-23 and at 128.8 in 23 and 24.
Wow.
And then number 1 all time was Zion Williamson in 18-19 at 129.2. He's sitting there at 124.8, and that's 3rd all time since they've been keeping up with this. Just give the man the award, dude. Seriously.
Where's Cooper Flagg's ranking, you think?
Probably 2. He's probably 2 or 3 in the KenPom. I'd have to pull it up.
Interesting to see where he would be overall, all-time KenPom. So you're telling me only Zion Williamson
and Zach Edey,
who played 1 year and was such a freak athlete, he blew out a tennis shoe. Remember that?
Unbelievable.
That was insane.
That thing exploded.
It did.
That wasn't a good day for Nike.
And then Zach Edey, who's like 15 feet tall.
I've never
and just a baller.
Wasn't he on the Munsters?
I mean,
the show.
That guy. I mean, you talk about a freak athlete.
The Adams family.
And then Janai Broom,
Roach.
and there's even a conversation about whether Broom should be getting this award or not.
Yeah, it's
Come on,
stupid.
man.
It's really
now, I will say
stupid,
this.
but-
There's a lot of data left in the season. We're about to enter the third part of what I call the season. It's post regular season or postseason, you know. And if Auburn goes 1 and out again in the SEC, and that's not going to happen.
yeah.
But if they go 2 in barbecue and Duke goes on and win it all, they're going to give it to Cooper Flagg.
Well, of course they will.
So
Absolutely.
they need to get this to get personal awards. You first got to get the ultimate team awards, in my opinion, and that's championship.
Well, if Auburn
Start stacking
finishes
some rings
if
up.
Auburn finishes 17-1 in the SEC and wins the regular season championship,
It'd be hard to deny there. But Duke will have been a regular season champion too. Duke will probably win their conference championship other than Clemson. I don't know, maybe Louisville, who's going to give them any problems. Clemson's already given them problems this year. That's a sneaky good team, by the way, for your brackets. And Auburn, I don't even care if Auburn wins the tournament if they win the regular season. Why even play in it? I hate to be that way.
Well, I'm the same way. I mean, and look, here's what's really on the line, everybody, okay? If you want to get your pen and paper out, here's the brass tacks of the matter. All right?
These are the blowtorches, brass tacks.
This is it right here.
Listen
okay?
now.
All this other crap don't matter. Auburn needs to be the number 1 seed in the South. It don't matter if they're the number 1 overall seed. If Duke's the number 1 overall seed, they're going to get the East because they want to go through that side. And Auburn wants to be the number 1 seed in the South so they can go through Lexington and Atlanta.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Okay, so if somehow Auburn lost 2 of these last 3 games and went out early in the SEC tournament, which I don't want them to do any of that, but I'm just saying if they can still maintain the number 1 seed in the South, that's all that matters. And so, there's going to be some that are complaining, well, didn't get the number 1 overall. But that's fine. It don't matter. Just want to be the number 1 seed in the South because that's the path that you want to take. I mean, that's really
Who's on the committee still?
I don't know.
Is Greg Burns still on there? And that athletic director from Sanford?
Yep.
Who apparently graduated from Alabama.
So
and shipped us out to Spokane last year.
Right.
Couldn't you
well,
see
they got shipped out too.
Oh yeah.
They got shipped out too.
That was They didn't have UConn in their Sweet 16 either.
Yeah.
And they messed around. Well, good for them. They found out in the Final Four. But I mean, could you not see a scenario if there were certain people not saying anything? We're on the committee, okay? And Auburn kind of stubs its toe, maybe loses 2 or 3, maybe loses to Alabama. It doesn't really take the tournament seriously. Next thing you know, Duke's number 1 and going east, and Alabama's just so happens to get Lexington, Atlanta. I mean, you're telling me politics like that don't go around?
No, it goes around. But
in
you want to talk about
athletics,
the biggest hose
so just
job.
take care of business.
Just make it to where they can't do it.
If you win every game,
right.
They can't screw you out of your seeding. They can't screw you out of your championship and rings, and they sure can't screw you out of National Player of the Year.
I'm telling you this right now. If Auburn finishes with 1 loss, and look, and I know Kentucky made that run, and they went undefeated, went on to the Final Four and lost to Wisconsin. But here's the deal. This conference top to bottom is way tougher than what Kentucky ran through that year. And I'm not diminishing anything about what Kentucky did. But if Auburn finishes with 1 loss in this league as good as this daggum league is, it's crazy. All right, let's get
Brett, real quick on that.
Yep.
I don't think it's just this conference. I think it's college basketball with the NIL.
No, I'm with you.
To me, you take a hard
the whole
look,
landscape's
take
changed.
a hard look at the top 20 teams, and any of those teams could get hot and win the tournament. It is very, very diversified, the talent teams. Now, Auburn, I think, is the best team in the country, along with a handful of others. But, 15 number 15 didn't used to be almost as good as number 1.
Well, how many years forever a 16 never beat a 1 and hardly ever a 15 beat a 2, and now you see it. I mean, almost it's like expected now. Sure. Somebody's going to sneak up. All right, let's get a little football in real quick because we're heading into spring football, updating the roster. With some new measurables and some new numbers. I got a message from my buddy Malcolm Simmons. He's changing numbers. He will be number 4. and he's going from 11 to 4. Let's see on here. Robert Woodyard will do a change from 17. He will now be wearing 0. Champ Anthony, I'm pulling for that guy. What a great kid. Broke his leg in that Arkansas game. He'll be the number 1. DeMarcus Riddick's changing from 16 to 6. Caleb Harris is changing from 18 to 8. And Tate Johnson is changing from 54 to 46. Some transfers. Guess who got number 11? Jackson Arnold. And I think Malcolm Simmons voluntarily gave that up to Jackson Arnold and said, look, he wanted 4. He gave Jackson Arnold 11. Singleton will be wearing number 1. Chris Murray will be wearing 3. Horatio Fields 5. Just some of those right off the top
Knight,
there.
not going to be the Deuce.
Be number 9.
Going to be number 9 along on the defensive side with Elijah Melendez. That's a kid you need to keep an eye on next year.
Cam said, no, you got to earn 2, buddy.
Well, I mean, you just can't take the retired number off and give it to some high school kid, no matter how good.
Technically, it's not retired yet.
It's not? Well, that's a mistake.
It hadn't been retired yet. So, Cam may come back. If he tears it up, comes back next year, you go, hey, man, you wear my number. So, all right, let's get out of here. Everybody have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday. War Eagle, everybody.